Celtic fans could be set to get what they have been asking for some time, as a Scottish political party has made a shocking claim. We will discuss this in today's video, whilst of course going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Celtic's 2-1 win over Sturm Graz on Thursday may have been defined by set-piece goals, but the real shift came in midfield. Brendan Rodgers' decision to start Arne Engels paid off, with the Belgian producing his best performance in a Celtic shirt so far. His display offered the clearest indication yet that Rodgers must return to the midfield trio that delivered control and balance for much of last season: Engels, Callum McGregor, and Reo Hatate. For much of this campaign, Celtic's midfield has been unsteady. Combinations have changed frequently, and the side has often lacked solidity both in and out of possession. Against Sturm Graz, however, Engels' positioning and awareness transformed the team's rhythm. Sitting deeper, he provided the protection and structure McGregor has sorely missed this season. The captain, freed from the burden of covering every blade of grass, was able to push higher, dictate play in attacking areas, and look far more like his influential self. Hatate, meanwhile, endured a mixed evening. His first half was patchy, littered with misplaced passes and hesitant transitions, but after the interval he stepped up. His energy and forward movement began to stretch Sturm Graz, and his link play with McGregor started to resemble the fluid partnership that drove Celtic forward last term. It was far from flawless, yet it was a step in the right direction, and a reminder of how good Hatate can be when he's supported properly. Engels' contribution stood out not for flash, but for function. He intercepted, recycled, and shielded, giving Celtic's backline the security it has lacked in recent months. His reading of danger and ability to recover loose balls allowed the others to express themselves further forward. That stability is exactly what Rodgers has been searching for, and it may have just solved one of his biggest tactical headaches. As Celtic prepare for a defining trip to Tynecastle, the solution seems obvious: start Engels. His presence balances the side and allows McGregor and Hatate to operate where they're most effective. The next step is consistency, both from the player himself and from Rodgers' team selection. Celtic's midfield finally looked like a unit again against Sturm Graz. Rodgers must now trust it to deliver the same in the cauldron of Tynecastle. Now, for the main story, as a Scottish political party is pushing for cheaper prices for travelling fans, something Celtic supporters have long protested for. When Hibs visited Celtic Park last month, the boys held up a banner condemning the £39 ticket cost. Last season, fans also protested Dundee United's £43 away ticket pricing. Now, the Scottish Greens, under Gillian Mackay and Ross Greer, are calling for nationwide price caps. Mackay said, "Football is meant to be for everyone, but all over our country, families are being priced out. Price caps already exist in Europe and England. There's no reason Scotland should be different. In England, away fans can't be charged more than £30. UEFA also enforces caps in European competitions, meaning some away fans still pay more than Celtic supporters." The Greens' proposal arrives amid a surge in their popularity under Zach Polanski's influence, and such policies could resonate with voters ahead of next year's elections. For many Celtic fans, this political move echoes years of frustration over matchday costs and could mark a turning point in making Scottish football fairer for supporters. In other news, Celtic's next European assignment is shaping up to be one of their toughest yet, with Danish side FC Midtjylland emerging as the early surprise package of this season's Europa League. In just under 2 weeks, Brendan Rodgers' men travel to Herning for what already looks like a pivotal match in their campaign. Midtjylland have made a blistering start to the new league phase format, winning all 3 of their opening fixtures to sit near the top of the 36-team table. Victories over SK Sturm Graz, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and Nottingham Forest have underlined their credentials as one of Europe's in-form sides, boasting a perfect record and an impressive goal difference. For Celtic, the timing of this fixture adds another layer of difficulty. Injuries to key attacking players have left Rodgers short of options, while domestic pressure at home makes the trip a daunting one. With 4 points from their first 3 Europa League matches, Celtic find themselves in the lower half of the table and in need of a positive result to keep their qualification hopes alive. The last meeting between the sides in the 2021 Champions League qualifiers ended in disappointment for Celtic, who were knocked out after extra time in Denmark. That memory still lingers for supporters, and the upcoming tie provides a chance for redemption on a new European stage. Midtjylland's form at home has been formidable, built on fast transitions and set-piece strength, while Celtic's reshuffled defence, following Cameron Carter-Vickers' injury, will be tested to its limits. Rodgers will hope the momentum from recent performances carries over, with players like Sebastian Tonekti and Benjamin Nygren expected to shoulder creative responsibility. With 13 days to prepare, Celtic's challenge is clear: regroup, recover key players, and rediscover the sharpness needed to compete away from home in Europe. Midtjylland may be the surprise story of the tournament so far, but for Celtic, this fixture represents something more fundamental: the chance to prove they still belong among Europe's most competitive sides. In other news, Celtic boss Brendan Rodgers' Honda Civic comments caused a media storm this week. After the Celtics' poor 2-0 defeat to Dundee, Rodgers used the metaphor in an apparent slight on the quality of his squad following the summer transfer window. However, Rodgers later explained it was aimed at the speed of his team, not as a dig at the board, and felt no need to apologise. After the 2-1 win over Sturm Graz, Rodgers took aim at the media storm, defending the outstanding performance of his players. But for Chris Sutton, those words would not have gone down well in dressing rooms of the past. Sutton wrote in his Daily Record column that if Martin O'Neill had said something similar, it would have caused uproar. Brendan's got a proven track record as a coach and at Celtic, but if some players are substandard, they take longer to develop, if they ever get to the level at all. He said after Graz that his players know how much he cares about them, so why cane them just days earlier? There's no long-term upside to that. That's telling your own squad they're bang average, Sutton continued. Brendan is right, but he still shouldn't have said it. I know how that would have gone down in our dressing room if Martin O'Neill had said that. My own suspicion is those comments were actually intended for the boardroom and not the dressing room. If he's poking, which I think he is, it's because he knows he's got a poor team compared to what he had, and he warned those above him it was going to happen. Rodgers' frustration with the summer transfer window is well known. The sales of Nicholas Kuhn, Adam Ider, Greg Taylor, and Kyogo Furuhashi left major gaps in the squad. Now Celtic have only Yang Hyun-jun and James Forrest as their right-wing options, while Kelechi Iheanacho's injury has left them thin up front.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.